All right, everybody, welcome back to Recliner Sports Talk, episode 27, Mike Trout episode here. My name's Nick.
I'm Brandon.
I'm Zach.
We're going to talk about 4 different things here today on this episode. First thing, West playoffs being a toss-up right now. Obviously, a lot of series 1-1, only one of them being 2-0. The Nets look unstoppable. Could say some explicits after that as well. Do you care about any playoff for any sport if your favorite team or person's not involved with it? And then lastly, our favorite, obviously it's getting warmer weather now, summer barbecue favorite foods, okay? But first things first, the West. So I'm going to start with Brandon here. You said Clippers were going to be in the finals there. What's your take? What's up with the West?
Here's my take. I need to stop saying things because I've been dead wrong all 2021. I don't know how. I can't get anything right at this point. I don't get why the Clippers are playing so poor. I know Dallas is good. Don't get me wrong.
But you're right. I said the same. I said if the Lakers don't make it, it's the Clippers. And
I mean, if you look at you have Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. That's 2 top 10 players in the league as of right now. Yep. But Paul George is not playing like a top 10 player. Kawhi
Never
Leonard
does in the playoffs.
Luke Kennard. Look at this, $64 million man. He was did not play for the past 2 games.
Yeah.
$64 million guy can't even make the court at all. That's their problem. They're paying guys buku money. Pat Bev is, he's good defensively, but he's nothing offensively.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything offensively.
I don't know. I'm shocked that Dallas is playing so well because Dallas, maybe they played through the motions kind of all year without Porzingis, but they didn't surprise me at all. Obviously, Doncic is really good. Hardaway balled out. Tim Hardaway's been balling out.
Wish he was still on Sixers there coming off the
Yeah.
bench.
Yeah.
He's been balling out. So with that series, I hate to say it, but I don't think the Clippers win. I think Dallas wins. The other ones, Lakers, Suns. I talk crap on the Suns. Again, dead wrong. Honestly, I could see the Suns winning somehow. It's entirely possible. Now, Chris Paul is kind of banged up, and I think ultimately the Lakers are going to win that series, but it's going to be closer than I thought. I thought that was going to be a 4-0 sweep, to be honest. Memphis won game 1 versus the Jazz.
Yes.
Now, I expect the Jazz to win, but Morant put up, 49 in a loss the other day?
And had a great game, too. Yeah, great.
So,
a career high, right? Didn't he put up a career high game, too?
Yeah, 49 points. I didn't see that. And then Denver and Portland, I thought Denver would win, but, obviously, when you have Dame Lillard and CJ McCollum, you're in any game. It doesn't matter. So, especially the way the NBA plays defense today, Dame Lillard could shoot you to a win. So, the West is up for grabs, and honestly, I can't tell you who's going to come out of it. I really can't.
Zach, what's your take?
Yeah, I agree, and I think I like the West playoffs right now because that's the NBA that I liked. I liked when every team was kind of even and you didn't know what was going to happen. A 7 seed could beat a 2 seed, an 8 seed, who knows, could compete with a 1 seed. I think the Lakers will ultimately win that Suns series. The Suns are a good team, and I think if they ran into anybody else, it probably would have been them winning. But I think the Lakers still come out of the West. I just think LeBron, Anthony Davis, they're the 2 best players in the West. They weren't healthy towards the end. That's why they got a bad seed. Hey, I think they're going to win it. I think they're going to win the West. But I do like how all the teams are kind of even. Everyone has a chance. Yeah. Like you said, I'm not going to say it's going to be the Lakers surefire. That's my pick. But I think everybody has a chance in the West, and it's not. I don't think that's that way in the East. I think the East is pretty cut and dry. Top 2 teams, I think, are going to finish at the end. We'll see. But the West, I like it because that's the NBA I used to like. That's the NBA as a kid we watched, and we saw a lot of teams that were even. So,
kind of going off what Brandon said there, I think Memphis wins that series. I do. Dude, they're just good ball club, and John Morant is playing unbelievable right now. I love it. Especially, not that big school guy. I love rooting for those type of dudes.
Jaren Jackson.
Their
coming off
defense
an injury too.
Their defense in game 2 was what was bad.
Dylan Brooks shot 10 of 14.
Their offense looked great, but they couldn't get a stop, and that was the bad thing.
And two, it's just what we said about the Jazz. The Jazz are fake. They're fraud. They're a fraud number 1 seed. It's nuts. Then Brandon and I talked about this in text here. This, obviously, Luka, everybody knows, top 10 player, probably top 5 player, but this is kind of like, if he can get this series done and make a little run here, this is the coming out party. Yeah, he had those big shots last year in the playoffs, right, with that hurt ankle. Yeah. And again, didn't they lose to the Clippers in that series last year? So I think they're playing a little bit more motivated in this series. Now, they win. What happens after that? Is it just the motivation because this is a team that knocked them out and then they sizzle off? Or, again, is this the Luka coming out party scoring 40-plus points, doing all this stuff?
If they win, they play the Memphis, Utah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so the Mavs, and listen.
And I take Dallas out over.
I would do.
Something about Dallas when they get into these runs, it's like, don't bet against them, you know?
And he's showing some. Oh, sorry to cut you off, but he's showing some fire too. Like he was saying, Patrick Beverly's too small and stuff. Like I loved it, man. I love watching him play. And then,
guess what? I don't care about the Denver Blazers. Both of them. that is the dumpster fire series of, especially. It's not a bad seed matchup at all. But guess what? I could care less. You're gonna get your. Listen, Dame's gonna make some crazy shots and all this. Denver, Jokic, great player. Bore me with it, all right? I'd rather watch Embiid any night of the week if we're talking exciting centers in the league. But, and then the Suns without Chris Paul will lose. Chris Paul being hurt, they'll lose. If Chris Paul is healthy and playing full go, I think they win the series. But
it would be
he's
close.
not.
I don't know.
And I agree with Zach. I still see the Lakers. I'm not going to bet.
I said late. Yeah.
I'm not going to bet against LeBron here. Especially, it's kind of like that blood in the water. He sees it. Chris Paul's injured. They're going to keep attacking. And
well, Davis actually played well last game.
Yeah.
I think that's the key. If he plays well, the Lakers won't lose.
100%. He's got to start playing.
But he hasn't played well.
He's a top 10 player in the league.
All year he hasn't played well at all.
I think missing a long, extended period of time has affected him. But I think he's getting back on track to playing now.
And the name I forgot about with the Lakers was Andre Drummond.
He played well.
Come on. Come to Philly. Don't worry. I know who your guy is, okay? He lives rent-free in your head. It's actually a nice place, 2-bedroom apartment, 2-bath. Embiid lives in his head, so I'd love to see that matchup in the finals. Obviously, they got to get there. But, yeah. But the Sixers, if they want to get to the finals, have to go through a big steaming train right now called the Brooklyn Nets. They look unstoppable, unfortunately. But Zach, obviously, Sixers probably have to go through them. Yep. Milwaukee's playing right now behind us here. So Milwaukee's a team a lot of people are talking about, but inevitably we think it's going to be the Nets. What do you think about what they've done so far in the playoffs?
Man, they look good, and all three of their studs are playing, and that's the key. You know, throughout the year, they only played
4 studs.
Yeah, true.
Joe Harris.
Yeah. I think they've only played like single digits altogether. But Joe Harris this year, and I was just thinking about this earlier. You know, last year he had to do more than he was kind of asked to do. This year he knows his role. He knows he's a shooter. He's coming down. He's shooting the ball. He's scary. Joe Harris is what scares me the most.
I think that helped them doing more last year because now this is like easy to
him. He's 48% from 3.
He was 7 for 10.
I think he dropped 26 game 2. And Boston, honestly, I'm watching the game. Boston doesn't even look that bad. It's just the Nets look that fucking good. Oh, that freaking good. And it's like,
no, but that's how you talk about them because it's frustrating being a Sixers fan, seeing them do it. It's like, oh, here we go.
I mean, they put the team together really, really well, and it sucks as a Sixers fan because I think this is our year. And if the Nets don't do this, I think if they don't add the pieces that they do, like even Blake Griffin coming off the bench.
Oh my God,
Blake Griffin is playing.
He had 1 point game 1 and still played well.
But he's playing way better than he was, with his last team. And it's like, how do you just turn it on like this?
He's dunking.
Yes, he has 19 dunks with the Nets. Zero.
Yeah, if they had Aldridge,
I know, and that's what kind of hurts to watch the game. It's like, wow, Boston, I thought would give them. A series.
Yeah, we talked about that.
And they look like they're playing well, and it's just like the Nets are just coming down and they're just doubling whatever the Boston
got
does.
injured last game.
Yeah, and it's just the thing that scares me. And I said the X factor for Philly was Tobias Harris. The X factor for the Nets is Joe Harris. If he can hit shots the way he's hitting them,
you can't stop 4 guys.
So you got to stop the big 3 for them, and then you got Joe Harris hitting.
Do you know how hard it is to stop big three.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Magic
the
trying to
Sixers-
stop Kevin Durant.
But the
Sixers-
Celtics kept Kyrie to 15. I think Durant had 20 something. Harden had
20.
Dude,
Harden was in the team.
they were up by 30 the whole game. They didn't need it.
I get it, but
the,
Joe
the
Harris.
whole bench played except DeAndre Jordan. I don't know if he's has a little injury or something, but or they're just resting him.
But
for
Joe
when they
Harris,
play Embiid.
Joe
those
Harris,
guys.
he scored 26 points and he's shooting.
Yeah.
It's not like
7
he's
for
driving
10
in.
from 3. Shot 70%.
It's
But
not like he's
he
driving
led
in.
the league in
No,
3-point
I
shooting.
get that, but 70% in a playoff game is just like
Okay.
with a team that has 3 all-star
Listen.
dudes on it starting. That's nuts.
Shooting-wise,
I get it.
He's top 5.
I get that, but when he's the 4th option
Yeah, he's
doing
the
that,
fourth.
it's
That's what I'm saying.
absurd.
That's what I mean.
That was my point.
When you have to guard Kyrie and you have to double team him because he beats you off the dribble, which he's going to do, and then he passes it to, I don't know, Kevin Durant, who's posting up, and then you move over to him, Joe Harris is going to get literally open looks. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're a great shooter in that system, Joe Harris, he should never leave the Nets if they're there. I don't care if they're only giving him $10 million.
He's gonna be like he's gonna be KD's. He's gonna turn
gonna
into
get money.
He's gonna
He's
turn
gonna
into
get money.
KD's Mike Miller that LeBron was.
He's going to be
He's just gonna follow LeBron.
He's gonna get. I hope it doesn't happen, but he's gonna get a ring or two,
Yep.
and then he's gonna go get paid. Because what else does he have to do with his career? I got 2 rings. I'm gonna go get paid, fellas. Thanks for the ships.
I'm staying there if I'm Joe Harris.
I'm saying wherever Durant goes, I'm following him, just like Mike Miller did with LeBron.
You wouldn't go get a bag if you just won 2 rings, a ring.
I don't think Joe Harris would.
Joe Harris, he ain't gonna make that that contract after this.
Is he a free agent this year?
No, we're just saying.
Oh, eventually.
Eventually.
All right, yeah, maybe.
How
But
much
I'm
money do
saying-
you think he gets? I think the Nets pay him to keep him.
Yeah, I think they. I
I'd
think
go
they
out
keep
on
him
a
around.
limb and say, pay, if what did Klay Thompson get?
Never. Stop.
What did Klay Thompson get?
He's getting $36 million a year.
You're starting a debate, brother.
Joe Harris is a big dude. He can go on the post and
I
defend
can't
guys.
believe you just said this. Klay Thompson.
But Klay Thompson
was
got
all-
it when he was
Was
30,
an
coming
all
off
NBA
ACL.
player twice. He was an all NBA player twice. Joe
I
Harris
get
is not
that.
a top
I'm gonna
15
let this
player in
one
the
go.
league. I can't
You were
believe
just
you just said that.
hyping him up. I'm just throwing a comparison.
I
out
love
there.
Joe Harris.
Right now, you're telling me he isn't as good
That's
as
like
Klay
comparing
Thompson.
Steve Kerr to Reggie Miller.
Right now,
No, they're not the same player. No,
if
Reggie
he
Miller.
starts, if they win back-to-back rings, is he not Klay Thompson?
No, absolutely not. Klay Thompson
Zach,
is
am I
better.
wrong? If he
Klay
wins
Thompson is
back-to-back rings,
better.
or is he not
What?
Klay Thompson?
What?
He's the Klay Thompson for
Because he goes in the post and defends too. He does.
Oh my God! I can't believe we're having this conversation. Joe Harris is
Well,
not,
yeah, you don't believe
he's
it
not
because
in the same universe
You,
as Klay
you
Thompson.
think
He's
think
out
Klay
for
Thompson's
2.
a top 10 player of all time?
I have to stand up.
And Curry's top 1.
Well, we're not saying all the time. We're
He's-
saying his role.
I'm saying right now.
Klay
Right
Thompson's
now.
out for 2 years.
Exactly.
And you're forgetting
Right
it.
now.
I just want to say.
Joe Harris is playing
I
right
just
now.
want to say, at the beginning of the year, you were talking shit on Steph Curry because he hasn't. You are the prisoner of the moment. Curry was out all year last year, and you were talking shit on him. Look what he did this
Hey,
year.
what channel can we find Curry on this week?
He didn't make it.
Oh, he did make the. He was 8 seed. He did make.
I can't
Wow.
believe you're saying
So,
this
all right,
right
there we
now. I
go.
can't believe this.
Hey, I know that I'm going to be watching the NBA MVP when the Sixers play here.
Yeah, Nikola Jokic,
Saturday.
who you just called a bum
I
earlier
didn't
in the
call
show.
him a bum.
Can,
I said
want
he's
the audience.
not exciting to watch compared to Embiid.
He
I
didn't call
can't
him a bum.
believe
He
you.
called him boring.
I called him bored. If I'm going to watch a game for a center, I'm going to watch Joel the Process Embiid play over Jokic.
He just said Joe Harris is Klay Thompson.
Right now?
Right now,
I
right
can't
now,
believe
Joe
that.
Harris is on
I
fire.
can't believe that.
He had a great year.
Brandon, they're going to listen. I would say the Sixers are going to win. But if the
You didn't
Sixers
say all
don't,
time.
the Nets are going to win.
Yeah.
And then the Nets are probably going to run it back.
Nick,
If we're being real.
I'm going to be real. The team we're watching right now can beat the Nets.
Not if Joe Harris is shooting 7 for 10.
When Chris Middleton
7
is
for 10.
6'8" guarding Joe Harris or James Harden,
So
I
what-
trust Middleton
But
guard.
what makes
I
you
know, but
think-
there's 4 options.
So Milwaukee had
DiVincenzo can guard Joe
No.
Harris. Yes, he can.
No,
he can
no,
guard
no,
Joe
no,
Harris.
no.
DiVincenzo can.
Milwaukee had a worse regular season than they've had the past 2 or 3 years. Why do you think this year is the year they're
Because they're
gonna do it?
beating the Heat.
I mean, he did make the finals last year with the same team.
Ah, they're 6.
To be
seed.
fair,
they
they're
didn't have a
6
great
seed.
year.
I mean, to be fair, they are the same
they didn't
team.
play well. I'm
All
not.
right.
Okay, and Utah's the number 1 seed, so we're gonna talk regular season means everything.
No. Well, the West is different than the East. The West is way different than the East. The West had a ton of injuries.
All I want to say real quick is that I watched that game, and the Nets have a liability on the defensive end. Marcus Smart in the third quarter, he put up 11 straight points within.
He did.
I'm gonna be honest, they aren't the best perimeter defensive team.
They're not a good defensive team. Period.
They're
but
not
with all
that-
three of them on the court, it doesn't matter
If
because
you
The
have-
Nets are just going to clog the hole and say, go ahead and shoot Milwaukee.
beat us.
Basically, what they're gonna need is one of the 3 guys is gonna have to have a historically terrible night. Like
What?
James Harden's gonna have to go like.
But if he does, Joe Harris is there.
What I'm saying is
He'll
the
shoot.
only way the Nets lose are if like James Harden goes like 2 for 18 and Kyrie goes like 4 for 15.
But see, I don't agree
That's
with
the
that.
only way they lose.
I think it would have to be KD, or even
KD's
like
getting his
it
regardless.
would have to be 2. It'd have to be
I don't
2
think
guys.
KD will ever.
Because guess
shoot.
what? When James Harden isn't scoring, guess what he can do on that team?
Yeah,
Have
facts.
15 assists.
I get that.
And he's their best defender. He's played the best defense since he's
I'll tell you
joined
what,
the Nets.
Kevin Durant when healthy.
Kevin
is their
Durant's
best defender.
arguably one.
Yes, I agree.
One of the
but
best
this
players
year,
ever.
But this
He's
year
coming
he's
off
not.
injuries, I
He's
get
not
it.
that healthy.
Well, he's
he's
coming
just
off
more of an
injury.
offensive
If he
guy
could
right
stay
now.
healthy,
Yeah,
if he
right
could
now.
stay healthy, and if he wins another ring or 2, he's in the top 10, and he'd be arguably
Oh yeah, no.
top 5 player of all
Right
time.
now, I
He's one of the best
I put
shooters
Kevin
of all time.
Durant.
Best
because
scorer
I
of all
put him
time.
He's the
at 10.
best scorer of all time.
Yeah.
I think.
Sorry, I won't say the best scorer of all time, but you could also.
You
say
think
the
I'm a
best
Curry
scorer.
homer? I have Kevin Durant at 10 and Curry at 11 all time.
I feel like Curry was in your top 10 sometime here. All right, we spent a lot of time on that, but again, I thought that was some good content there, fellas. Good job. All right, so talking about playoffs still. Now, this is for any sport, whatever. I'll go first, and I'll be quick with it. If your favorite team is not in the playoffs, do you care? And I thought about it, and I love watching baseball, but I haven't really watched the last couple playoffs. And I understand the Phillies are not making the playoffs, but I'm watching the Phillies. I enjoy watching the Phillies. I'll watch a good pitching matchup in the playoffs. But no, if the Sixers weren't in the playoffs like this, I'm telling you, I would not be watching NBA playoffs. Now, NFL, college football, if Ohio State's not in it, if the Washington football team's not in it, I'm still watching every game.
Yep.
Every game I'm trying to watch. But other than that, I could care less about the playoffs. My favorite team's in it, unless it's football. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm the same way. With basketball, I would never watch the first round if the Sixers weren't in it. I'd watch the NBA Finals. I'd watch the World Series. I'm not going to watch all the rounds and all that stuff. NFL, I watch every week. And college football, I watch every week for the playoffs. But also, they're mostly on weekends. That's
true.
what changes it, too. Like,
That
basketball, baseball, it's during the week.
Yeah.
I'm coming home from work. I'm doing whatever else I got to do. I'm not running home to watch the Milwaukee Bucks and the Miami Heat if the Sixers aren't in it. Now when my team is in it, I do watch it a little bit more because I want to see who they're going to match up with. I want to see their play. You never know who's going to get hot in the playoffs, and you're like, whoa, we might want to watch out for this team. Not like we're coaching, but got to have that scouting report in your head. But football, I'll never miss a playoff game, no matter if the Eagles are in it or not. And they weren't in it last year. I watched every game. Never missed a Super Bowl either.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I will never miss a football game, especially the NFL. I don't think I've ever missed a playoff day. So you know how usually there's 2 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday.
Yep.
If I miss one of the games, it's early, I'm doing something, I'll still tune in for another. It doesn't matter. NFL, it's the one sport. It could be Jacksonville versus Tennessee, and I'll still tune in on a Thursday night. I really do not care who is playing. I will watch football. NFL is probably my favorite sport to watch. College football, I'm watching everything. Same thing. Football, it's just, I don't know. Teams don't really matter to me. Yes, obviously, if Notre Dame's in it or the Giants are in it, of course I'm hyped. But, I love it anyway. I'm going to watch it. College basketball, March Madness is the best, tournament of any sport.
That's true. I forgot about college basketball.
So,
but
college
I'll skip
basketball,
some games.
I don't skip games. I don't know. Obviously, if it's a 30-point blowout, it's Gonzaga versus, I don't know, North Carolina Central. Yeah,
Screw
I'm not going to
Gonzaga.
watch that. But, if it's a really good game, I'll
Baylor.
tune in. Yeah, really.
Baylor being national champ, still crazy.
Baseball,
Wow.
I will watch games, but I won't watch full
I'll watch
games.
pitching matchups.
I
I love
will-
watching the pitching matchups.
Playoffs, I will basically watch probably close to every night when the playoffs are on, but I'm not gonna watch full. Like I might watch 30 minutes and like say, all right, like I'm gonna go do something else. But like I will watch for a little bit. World Series, yes, I watched the World Series. What am I missing? NBA. Like I said, like I watched the whole Nets game. Like I want to see Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving play. That's a little bit different. Typically, no, I wouldn't watch the first round of the NBA playoffs, really. Maybe not even the second. I will watch the conference.
But that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All the playoffs. Yeah, you might watch the finals.
No, I watch the
not
conference
watching-
finals, and I watch every game in the finals. But the NBA, the first round, no, not really. I typically wouldn't do that unless it's like a really good team that you want to. Like I might tune in for a Dallas game.
Yeah.
I might watch that game. But hockey? No, I don't really watch that either. So
Yeah. I think we're kind of all on the same page there. Football, obviously, as we know, is king. So there you go. All right, final thing here. Summer barbecues are upon us, everybody, and I'm salivating right now, okay? I love barbecues. I think these guys can agree. If we're saying you're going to a barbecue, what are you looking for on the menu right now, Brandon?
okay, I mean, if we're going, it depends on the type of barbecue. No, I know.
A barbecue with a grill
I know,
outside.
But I'm telling you, I love to pick crabs. So like,
Okay,
I
there
mean,
you
I'm
go.
looking for that. If
Yeah.
it's gonna be like that type of party, I can pick crabs all day. But if we're going for like a typical barbecue, I mean, you can't go wrong with coleslaw, potato salad, macaroni, like those type of sides.
Yeah.
Whew. I mean, yeah, obviously I like burgers, but for me the sides just put it over the
All
top.
right. I didn't even think about that. Crabs is a good one there.
Yeah, I'm pretty simple. I like crabs, burgers. I really love Old Bay or crab sausage.
Oh my.
That's like the new thing. I already stocked up my
Crab
freezer
dip?
for it. But I'm pretty simple. I like crabs. I'm a hamburger guy. I don't mind like ribs here and there. In the summer, ribs for me is weird. That's like a Sunday like type dinner for me. I love making ribs on Sundays. But burgers, crabs, that's my favorite thing. And then pretzel salad too.
Oh,
yeah.
good one. I
Gotta
didn't think
have
about that.
pretzel salad. Gotta have
That's
pretzel
a great
salad.
one.
Love pretzel salad as a dessert.
That's good.
But yeah, I mean the same as Brandon, like the potato salad. Potato salad's been my favorite since I was a little kid. So
That
I love
Amish potato salad, fellas, is good stuff.
I
All right,
like the egg-based potato salad.
those are better. If you get the
Like,
yellow, more
the
yellow
yellow
kind,
one,
not
that's
the
my
white kind.
favorite.
White kind, whack.
Wow, it's
All right.
terrible.
So I'm gonna go. Also, I'm pretty simple. I'm gonna go cheeseburger though. Gotta have some cheese on that burger. Coleslaw is by far one of my favorite parts of summer. I'll eat coleslaw in the winter, but give me some coleslaw in the cookout. So good. Marie's dressing. You make it your own. Give me that all day. I do it. That's usually what I bring when I go places. Hot dogs. Listen, I'm not like crazy about hot dogs, but when I'm at a barbecue, my body just feels obligated to have a little hot dog with some
like a
relish,
baseball
ketchup,
game.
mustard. Yep, gotta have it. I actually disagree with the ribs. I was on your side at first with the ribs thing, but then the past couple summers, I've been to some barbecues where they split them up, and it's not like you have to get a full rack.
Right.
It's just that one or two. It's a nice little compliment to everything. Listen, I put down food at barbecues, everybody. I'm eating just as much as whatever else we're doing. Pasta salad, potato salad. Here's an underrated one: chips and dip. Whatever type of dip you could imagine, chips and dip. Onion dip is a great one in the summer.
That's the best.
And then one of my favorites by far, had it tonight. Corn on the cob is a great summer dish there as well. I actually want to go to Pfeiffer's. I want to go on a trip there. So, hey, we love barbecues. We will do plenty of barbecues together this summer. But I love them. I love them. I cannot wait. All right, Brandon, any closing thoughts?
I am so glad that there's finally, some rival type, like a rival type situation in golf with Brooks Koepka and Bryson DeChambeau. These guys nowadays, everyone's so friendly.
Yeah.
I get it. They probably grew up together in some junior golf league or whatever, and they know these guys. But man, I'm tired of the friendliness. I want that bitterness. I want that Like, I don't know, DeChambeau was chirping on Twitter.
He was.
I love
Did
it.
you see?
I love it.
Brings attention to
Dave
sports.
Portnoy wants Bryson DeChambeau. I don't know if you guys heard. Brooks is going to play Portnoy left-handed.
I saw that, yeah.
And Portnoy wants DeChambeau to be on his bag as his caddy. And guess who Kepka's having?
Portnoy's
He's
awesome.
having Big Cat and PFT be his caddies. Well, they hate Bryson.
I'll tell you what,
so it's gonna be great.
Dave knows what he's doing.
Oh, 100.
He knows
They're gonna
what
get
he's
so
doing.
many views
Oh,
for that.
yeah. I'll watch that.
100%. I'll watch that. I didn't even watch the Tom Brady, Peyton Manning.
Oh,
Like, we were together. We were watching. We were at a barbecue or
No,
something.
we didn't watch that.
No, we didn't. But I'll watch DeChambeau, Brooks, and then those Barstool guys. That would be pretty fun. But I agree. Brandon is correct. Those rivalries are fun to watch, especially in a sport like that,
Yeah.
where I love the way some of these sports are turning. I love it.
Imagine
Love
the
it.
U.S. Open. Those two are in the final pairing, and they're
Yep.
chirping at each other. Are you kidding?
Well, here's the thing.
That's must-see
If
TV.
NBA can get back to not changing anything they're doing skill-wise, but a little bit of that mean streak,
Aggressive.
Oh.
Yeah.
that would be beautiful to watch. Because baseball's kind of taking that route.
That's a good point. And just real quick, I want to say, okay, I read an article today. Do you know there's like 11 or 12 guys in the NBA who went to a Southern California high school within 2 seasons of each other? So guys like DeMar DeRozan, Kawhi Leonard, Klay Thompson. There's so many more. They all played in the greater Los Angeles high school area.
Mhm.
They all know each other. They're all
Yeah.
friends with each other. It's like they're not going to be like I mean, okay, obviously like when we play one-on-one in basketball, you know, it gets chippy, but
Mhm.
for the most part, if we were in the NBA,
Yeah.
do you think I'm going to get like aggressive with you? Not really, because I've known you my whole life. You know, I'm not going to be like really mean to you. Obviously, like that's not going to happen.
But it's also a lot of like business stuff too. They make business
Yeah.
decisions on the court, and they're not trying to hurt anybody or put
Or
anyone
lose a
out.
sponsorship
Yeah.
or-
So a lot of it is that kind of stuff now. I mean, but the thing I was gonna say is I think Julio Jones gets traded in the next week or two. So definitely keep your eye out on
Eagles
that.
fans are thinking it's Philly.
No, I hope not because
I know an Eagles fan that swears it's hit to Philly.
I don't think so. I really don't. I think it's gonna be.
No, it's not the Cowboys.
I think it's gonna be the Titans. I really do. That's
Really?
my bold prediction. I think he goes to the Titans.
Smart.
What
They
do
have.
give a first-round pick or something.
They said a future
They're-
first-round pick, maybe.
Yeah, but there's a lot of different things that go with it. His contract is terrible, so if whoever trades for him, you're eating a ton of money. It's 3 years of a lot of money, and then the Falcons still, if they don't trade him by June 1st, I think they eat like 21 million,
Here's the
24
thing,
million.
though. Tennessee, AJ Brown's on a rookie deal.
Yeah, but AJ Brown's been recruiting him, and I just think it makes sense for the Titans because they really don't have a lot lot of payroll.
Corey Davis is gone.
So they could do
and
it.
they lost all of their secondary. They didn't
Yeah.
just pay. They paid no one.
I know. So
Um,
I don't know. That's my prediction, but I think it happens the next 1 or 2 weeks. I don't think Atlanta will trade him to the NFC. So that's mine.
Yes.
Two teams that might dabble. The Patriots
Well,
could
yeah.
definitely dabble, and
The
Baltimore.
Colts
I don't
too
think-
are rumored to do it.
Baltimore, two teams that signed a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
And they could do a little sign and trade.
Yep.
With some of these guys because they just put in a bunch of
If
money.
it's a trade, yeah, but you think Julio? Ultimately, I think Julio will kind of be like, yeah, nah, I don't want to go there.
Yeah,
I don't
I
think
think
he'll
he's
go
gonna
to
dictate it.
Baltimore.
Why
but-
not?
Lamar Jackson is pretty inaccurate.
Yeah, but he needs that one receiver. He's never had that one receiver. They just drafted Bateman.
Well, let's be
Trade
real,
Bateman
too.
for him?
They were running offense. They led the league in rushing.
And let's be real, they're a really good team, and Julio wants a chance to win a ring.
So you think, yeah?
Right here, fellas. That's
My-
all I was looking for.
My take on it too, I think Julio will ultimately dictate it, but at the same time, what he was saying on Shannon Sharp Live, Undisputed, hilarious. He doesn't want to go to Dallas, and he wants to go to a winner. So
Come to the Giants.
a winner. So I don't think it'll be anyone in the NFC. I think
That's
he's going to
cool.
AFC.
I'm saying it right now. The Giants win the NFC East.
Nice.
You can
Based
come
off
back
what
to
Brandon
episode
said
27.
in 2021.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, man.
Very good. True.
Thank you. Eagles
True.
are now jump them for next year.
True.
What I was going to say here, college baseball. Be on the lookout for it. Regional's going to start up here soon. Conference tournaments, supers, and College World Series obviously will be there soon. Fellas, it's summer. Obviously, basketball playoffs are going on right now. They're exciting. We're about to be in some baseball time. We've been saying it.
And full stadiums for that.
Full stadiums as well. We'll have to get to a game there. Yeah, excited about it. All right, everybody. Well, my name's Nick.
I'm Brandon.
I'm Zach.
Thanks for watching us for another week, and we'll see you guys next week on Recliner Sports Talk.